Hello and welcome to Universe. This is Smackdown, and oh my, was SummerSlam a huge event for the Smackdown brand. 3 new champions to grace this brand with 3 new people with a championship to their name. Oh man, was the landscape of Smackdown changed, and none more so the truth than the man you see on the right there, the new WWE champion, Kyle O'Reilly, who overcame the odds, who overcame insurmountable odds to boot, to overcome it all, and a walk out of SummerSlam, the WWE champion, successfully overcoming Bobby Fish to end the iconic reign that man held. Bobby Fish nowhere to be seen tonight. Matter of fact, has practically gone into hiding since what transpired at SummerSlam. Paul Heyman trying to find him, the Dangerous Alliance trying to find him. Nothing to be heard from as of yet in regards to Bobby Fish. With that being said, we celebrate a new WWE champion. We'll celebrate new tag team champions as well. Because to kick things off, we're going to have one half of the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson, in singles action, representing the Bullet Club. Oh yes, that's right as well. In case for whatever idiotic reason you missed SummerSlam, you missed the biggest fight of the summer, not only do we have new WWE Tag Team Champions in the Young Bucks, who actually defy physics and gravity and everything right with championships with the way they're wearing them, but they also joined the Bullet Club. They also jumped on the train of the freshest thing, of the hottest thing going, not just in this universe, but in wrestling as a whole today. Themselves and the new Intercontinental Champion, Kenny Omega, got involved in it, and man oh man, was it incredible to witness. Was it a moment in time to see Shinsuke Nakamura drilled into the mat with a one-winged angel, and Kenny Omega celebrate with the Good Brothers as he held that Intercontinental Championship high above his head. The celebrations continuing long into the night as well. As a matter of fact, those celebrations still haven't come to an end yet. A man who is destined to try and sort that whole thing out, try and get a name for himself in amongst this whole entire situation, is the self-proclaimed greatest first-generation wrestler in the world today, Jay Lethal. Now, as opposed to Raw, where you see me professing my opinions about the Bullet Club quite significantly and praising them on a very high basis, I'm going to chill that out for SmackDown. Not going to be the same with SmackDown, as much as I, of course, admire the Elite. Yeah, they're a part of the Bullet Club, but they're not my main focus, if that makes sense. My focus is on the 5 on Raw, and of course Seth Rollins on ECW. This brand, a little bit more neutral on. That doesn't mean though that when the time comes to when it comes to backing up the Bullet Club, of course I will. I will do what I believe is right, and I will support those who are in the right. The only difference being, whereas Raw is managed by a tyrant and a man who does not stand for the democracy and fair speech like we see, and like the Bullet Club fight for the right for, SmackDown committee are a little bit calmer. They're a little bit more chilled out. They're a little, there's more of them. They can calm the situations down when they arise. Because of that, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega will treat SmackDown with the respect it deserves. You can see there, Matt Jackson is standing in the ring as Jay Lethal prepares for this matchup, showing the respect and the courtesy that the Bullet Club have become universally known for. But here we go, we get this match underway between these two men now. Jay Lethal trying to get his name back out there, trying to become perhaps the first man to challenge for Kenny Omega's Intercontinental Championship, and a victory here tonight over none other than one half of the Tag Team Champions would certainly help to get him on his way towards that. It's a harsh punch in the gut there by Lethal as we get to... Oh! as we get the things here. There's a leaping cutter. A little bit of a dig at Jay Lethal, of course, who relies on the lethal injection, which is a springboard cutter, but still requires the same move anyway. I would like to talk about what we've got coming up tonight. Up next, looking at the tag team champions now. There will be a tag team matchup up next. One that could go some way to determining who is next to challenge for the Young Bucks for those titles. It's the Dangerous Alliance, Mark Henry and Roman Reigns. Despite all the problems going on with their leader, well, not their leader, but kind of their leader, you know, with Paul Heyman not here because he's too busy trying to find Bobby Fish. They've got to focus on that. They're in a bit of disarray right now, the Dangerous Alliance, and they've got to go up against a team, or a faction rather, that has repaired itself, that has mended the broken wound, that has mended the open wounds, and that has fixed the cracks within it. That being Future Shock, Kota Ibushi and Ricochet tonight with a tall order in front of them as they go up against the two beasts, almost you could say, in Roman Reigns and Mark Henry. Not the beast, of course, that's Brock Lesnar, but two tough men in their own right. And then we will be seeing a women's division matchup. Despite Winter retaining her championship in a very dominant fashion at SummerSlam, there's always got to be another contender in line. There's always got to be an opportunity presenting itself. And SmackDown has gone for just that here. Tonight it is going to be Ivory, one of the semi-finalists of the Queen of the Ring tournament, going to go one-on-one against Trish Stratus in what should well be a very interesting matchup, to say the least. And then we're going to be seeing in our fourth and fifth matches the other two new champions. Intercontinental Champion Kenny Omega will go one-on-one against Cesaro, which should be a very, very entertaining matchup if you ask me. And then for our main event, as you saw, Sami Zayn will take on the new WWE Champion Kyle O'Reilly. Still surreal to say that sentence in SummerSlam. It was almost a week ago at this point. Truly a shocking moment to witness in Brooklyn when that hand came down to the mat for a 3. Bobby Fish did not stand up at the end of it, did not raise a shoulder up either. And I said the words, the new WWE Champion, Kyle O'Reilly. Of everything that happened on the night, that may not have been the best moment in my mind, but it was the most heartwarming moment, that's for sure. And without a doubt, I think, the most shocking moment as well. There's Jay Lethal repaying for the cutter earlier in the matchup with a super kick there. Thought he might have gone with a lethal injection perhaps after that to try and put this match to bed, but he's not done right now with Matt Jackson even. Perhaps not best pleased about the Young Bucks' affiliation with the Bullet Club as of late, though perhaps just trying to get a strong victory here. Matt Jackson not denying him the thrill of getting a win in his pocket. And he continues to fight on here. Oh, went for the super kick. What a last minute dodge there by Jay Lethal. And now Lethal bringing the punishment and the pain to Matt Jackson. Very strong job. And you see Nick Jackson, they're just standing there, not getting involved. Leaving his brother in trouble though. Elbow drop by Lethal. Macho Man-esque as he jumps into the cover for 1, 2, and 3. Jay Lethal secures a strong victory, one that he needed if he wants to cement himself as the next #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. But former champion Shinsuke Nakamura, whenever he appears, may have a statement to say in amongst all that, but you cannot deny that was a very strong performance by Jay Lethal, and it kind of proves why the Young Bucks stick to tag team matches more than anything. Nick Jackson certainly proved his worth before SummerSlam in the one-on-one environment, but that may have just been the luck of the draw, the luck on that night. As for tonight, as for right now though, things are looking pretty not good for the Elite, we shall say. Things though could get better tonight when Kenny Omega takes on Cesaro in what will be a great contest, but the Young Bucks right now need to turn their attention away from this loss and towards the tag team division with the former tag team champions, the Dangerous Alliance, looking for those titles one more time, and Future Shock looking to show that they are ready to pull off a major upset to become the first challengers for the Young Bucks' titles. Let's see who can cement that win. It's up next. Alright, so moving on from the shaky start for the Young Bucks as a member of the Bullet Club, Adam Cole will have a thing or two to discuss about that with on the weekend, but Never mind, all is well, and we can gloss over it. We can just think our mind past it. Anyway, here's Roman Reigns. Let's see what the leader of the Roman Empire and 1/3 of the Dangerous Alliance can do here tonight with his tag team partner, Mark Henry. It has not been the best 2017 basically as a whole for this team. Lost their tag team titles back at Judgment Day, of course, but even as a whole, even as kind of bodyguards for the former WWE Champion Bobby Fish, that's a weird sentence to say. It's just not felt the same for them. It's just not gone well, if that makes sense. It feels as if something's not right. Roman Reigns, of course, held those tag team titles with Seth Rollins for 355 days, just shy of a year, of course. Mark Henry is the second longest reigning WWE Champion at all time, clocking in at about 4 months with that belt. So why can't they work together? Why can't they put that domination to the table and secure non-stop victories? We've seen them slip time and time again against people who don't even work together as a team. We've seen the likes of, I think Sami Zayn and Finn Balor. Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, I know for one, overcame that. It just doesn't ring that well in a way. It just seems a little bit iffy that such a thing would transpire, that such a weakness could be found within two dangerous men, both in tag team action and, of course, singles as well. Both men have singles titles to their names, so it just doesn't make that much sense. And you would assume they wouldn't need much guidance from Paul Heyman, given the successes they've achieved. So, I don't know. I don't know at all. But anyway, here comes the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Perhaps may share the same beliefs that I'm thinking about here and may look to try and change those around here. With a victory over the much smaller, in comparison, Future Shock, of course, of Ricochet and Kota Ibushi. So we know those two are going to be teaming, which kind of brings up the question of, can Kevin Owens make a difference maker in the ring? But he could still make a difference maker at ringside. I would imagine, given their failures in the past, I could see Kevin Owens at ringside here to help them out. But regardless of what you think, regardless of all the bridges being mended or whatever, the wounds being healed, you know, the blood being stopped and the cracks being shut in Future Shock, these are still two incredibly tough opponents to have on the other side of the ring. Doesn't matter who you are, and it doesn't matter what your past is. At the end of the day, this is not an easy stretch. This is not an easy thing to achieve by any stretch of the imagination. There is Kevin Owens accompanying out his men, and he seems awfully confident about this right now as they head towards the ring. Ibushi and Ricochet leading the way, because we saw everything being fixed. We saw Ricochet accepting the Ibushi accepting the punishment that he had to live with. Since then, it kind of seems as if they may be on some kind of team-building exercise, maybe, I don't know, but they are abound with confidence right now. In the ring, acting like they own it. Maybe that is the difference that Kevin Owens has made here. Maybe this is the difference that sharing the ring with a 4-time WWE champion makes. I wouldn't know, of course. But anyway, here we go. It's going to be Reigns starting things off against Ibushi. Let's see how things go here. You know, the whole argument about singles wrestlers being unable to find success as the tag team continues on with Future Shock. Both Ibushi and Ricochet, former Cruiserweight champions. Ricochet, the runner-up of the Cruiserweight Classic. Kota Ibushi, for some time, was a very highly hunted after free agent. And, you know, the same thing has happened here. They've joined Future Shock. Kevin Owens, of course, labeling them the future of SmackDown for some time to come. And we haven't even seen them taking advantage of the present as of yet. And slipping up at almost every hurdle that has been presented in front of them, as opposed to, of course, jumping over it fluently. They've more kind of just cannonballed into it and hoped for the best. We'll see if this could be, perhaps the team mending, perhaps what Ibushi had to go through on SmackDown 2 weeks ago, I think it was, will make the difference. We'll see if they can turn all of their struggles into a win here tonight. Great strength by Ibushi being shown there as he nails a brainbuster to the 200-some pound Roman Reigns. Tag made now. In comes Ricochet, and you look at how there when the tag was made, it almost looks like out of the two, maybe Ibushi is the bigger of the two when it comes to weight, because Reigns suddenly looks like he holds a massive advantage over Ricochet, but that didn't stop Ricochet from executing a lovely back suplex. And he's going to try and take flight there, but Reigns very quick to slow it down. You've noticed that the Dangerous Alliance have tried to keep it in their turnbuckle, in their side of the ring, near to their turnbuckle, so they can execute tags, but Ricochet and Ibushi have been very wily thus far and made it very difficult for that to occur. And now, with an around the world, double around the world Hurricanrana, it might be a little bit more difficult for Reigns to try and make that tag into Henry. Henry will be a major difference maker in this one, because of course the speed of Ricochet and Ibushi will kind of just meet a huge roadblock in the way of Mark Henry. Finally, the tag is made, and this is where things are about to get interesting. What can Henry add to this match? Oh, nice double team move there. I feel like we've seen that one before from from Blake and Murphy, maybe, losers, but still. Henry in now, and here is where the Hall of Pain will come into. Well, I was going to say will come into play, but apparently not. Ricochet seems to think otherwise. Constantly reversing Mark Henry thus far. Oh my god, that forearm shot did nothing. That one, pardon the pun, sent him ricocheting backwards. And now Henry can take control here. Kevin Owens has got to watch on as Mark Henry has his way with Ricochet, thumping him down on the ground with a powerbomb as if he were made of nothing but mush there. In the corner now, but it's a great counter by Ricochet. The momentum turning around all the time in this one. Great speed being demonstrated there by Ricochet. If you ask me, I think him and Ibushi right now should be going for quick tags back and forth, try and wear down Henry by making sure the other stays fresh. Could play into their advantage. Jumping kick there, and Henry falls to it. Not something I would have expected to see, but there you go. That's something a little bit more Mark Henry-like. Here comes the control now from the world's strongest man. As they try and look to go on the quest to reclaim their WWE Tag Team titles. Mark Henry going about business as usual there. There's the huge slam, and here comes the world's strongest splash. 450 pounds coming down on you, and there is a difference maker. Kevin Owens getting involved in this one, despite the fact that it was already called a rope break. But it's given Ricochet a great opportunity here. Tag made. No, sorry, not tag made. Don't know what I was talking about there. Ibushi just kind of standing there as Ricochet lies in wait for something big here. Running basement dropkick. A move that we've seen plenty of times from Roman Reigns. And Ricochet feels as if he's done a huge number in this one. Ricochet going to go up top here. Okay, he's going to call the world's strongest man up to his feet. Will he be able to connect with anything? No, he won't. Reigns, the difference maker on the apron. And that is what happens when you take a little too long up on that top rope. Very tactically sound by Roman Reigns there. And with Ricochet out on the apron, that allows Roman Reigns to become the fresh man in this matchup, to turn things around maybe now for the Dangerous Alliance. No tag has been made in some time between Ricochet and Ibushi. That could have been the mistake. And now look at how Roman Reigns just sort of has his way with Ricochet, just lumbering around the ring, and he wanted Ibushi here. He wants another go with the former Cruiserweight champion. Great counter there by Ibushi right off the bat. Quick arm drag, getting a bit ambitious off it, go for a cover right away. Don't know why Henry ran in. I mean, do you have that little faith in your tag team partner that you'll think you'll be pinned off a hip toss or an arm drag or whatever it is? Well, Ibushi look for now. He goes on the apron as well. He's going to look to fly here. Kevin Owens willing him on here. And a lovely drop kick there. Springboard drop kick, and once more Roman Reigns in a bit of trouble. Oh no, there's the strength of Roman Reigns coming into play. Can the Dangerous Alliance secure their first tag team win in a while? They're certainly looking like they want to do so. Superman punch, and Reigns looks ready to strike. Uh-oh, big trouble for Future Shock. Spear's countered. The spear is reversed by Ibushi. What a maestro. What a masterclass piece of work. Tag made here. What are we going to see? Launches up in the air. Harsh kick and a brainbuster. The last time I ever saw something like that was from a team named Red Dragon with 1, 2, 3 Future Shock. Pull off an incredible upset and defeat the former WWE Tag Team Champions. Well done to those two men. And Kevin Owens certainly was a difference maker at ringside there. I think he was giving out instructions while both men were on the apron. Kind of tips and tricks as it went along, advising them on how to take shape there. And I would have never have known that they would have pulled out an old finishing maneuver of Red Dragon to secure the victory. Smackdown, of course, its main event scene all about Red Dragon. And a bit of it being rekindled in the tag team division thanks to Future Shock. Kevin Owens looking incredibly smug in the middle there, and he has every right to deserve that smug look on his face. After all, he has now brought these two men to a huge win over former tag team champions, which will easily bump them up the rankings towards a future shot, maybe the first shot against the Young Bucks. We'll see how things transpire. Still a long way to go until the SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, but we're going to move on now to our next contest. We're going to move on to the women's division match. Great opportunity being handed out to both these women. Who can capitalize? Will it be Ivory? Will it be Trish Stratus? We'll find out next. This is a women's division match that I think is truly being encapsulated in one of its strongest fashions. Yeah, I mean, we've had all this focus as of late on the likes of Sasha Banks, Bayley, AJ Lee, Nia Jax, you know, those four women, and of course the women's champion, Winter. But finally the SmackDown committee has decided, you know what, after SummerSlam, we'll take a little back foot on that and give these two women a chance, as opposed to having to throw them out in the I don't know what to say, I mean in the firing squad, really, of those 5 women. Ivory, of course, came into SmackDown with a lot of momentum to her. She was added as really a last-minute replacement to the Queen of the Ring tournament, and I think, if memory serves me correct, she went all the way on to the semi-finals, shocking quite a lot of people and eliminating, if memory serves me correct, a tournament favourite along the way, I believe to be. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but I remember her going a long ways and shocking a lot of people and picking up a lot of big wins. But anyway, here comes a woman who has yet to find her success on SmackDown, but it has been a tough division, especially ever since Winter returned to it and left her mark on the scene. Trish Stratus looking to secure another victory here. Ivory, I think, still might be looking to secure her first victory since arriving in this universe. Winning the Ring tournament was one thing, yes. She picked up wins in that, yes. But she was not signed to the universe when she was picking up those wins. So there's the difference maker. But here we go. We move on here to this matchup. Great opportunity. And of course, if you saw SummerSlam, you saw the quite highly octane triple threat match between Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, and Winter. It was very from bell to bell, really. It didn't last that long. I think it lasted maybe 4 minutes at a stretch. It was all over the place. It was a very, very interesting performance. You kind of saw all 3 women going in and out of the ring, and it ended with Winter laying them both out in the ring at the same time, pinning Nia Jax just 2 days after she was powerbombed onto one of the SmackDown committee's desks, which of course would have given her injuries, but she batted off as if it were nothing. Still your women's champion, the SmackDown women's champion, Winter, asserting her dominance in this division as she has done since she won that title back at WrestleMania. I do believe, though, there is still a bit of unfinished business between those two women. I still believe there is a bit of, by those two women, of course, I mean Winter and Becky Lynch. They had a little bit of an altercation in the match, but it was nothing that kind of gave Becky Lynch the sweet relief of getting her revenge, as she has required ever since she lost that title back at WrestleMania. Focusing back on this match right now, Ivory jumps into the cover here with a very nice Northern Light suplex. Trish does a good job, though, of powering her way out. Of course, with about over a month to go, I think, until the first SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, which will coincide just 2 weeks away from the series finale at No Way Out. Even if it's a great opportunity for them to get on a pay-per-view that may not have that much attraction to it, sure, because of the No Way Out pay-per-view that will be following shortly after, but it's still a great opportunity for them to get their name out there. At the end of the day, the pay-per-view audience always greater than the regular audience, and if they see the likes of Ivory or even Ivory or Trish Stratus on that show challenging for the Women's Championship, it increases their value and it increases their worth, how much they mean to the SmackDown brand. I've got to give credit right now. Ivory's doing a good job. Or Trish Stratus, flying forearm there. Bulldog to follow up. Almost like a Dean Ambrose-esque maneuver there as she jumps into the cover. Looking for it here. Can she put Trish away with it? I don't even know if she's good at a 2 count on that one. But she's kept her opponent down, and now she's going to look for poison. Ivory there. Look at how quickly that facebuster was hit. Well, as if she was aiming for some kind of whiplash effect, tugging on the hair as well, as she planted Trish's face into the mat. Cover now. Is this going to be a huge win for Ivory? There's 2, and no, Trish kicks out. Well, she came close. She came very close there to almost getting that win. Ivory with Trish in the corner once more, and she's trying to... Oh, well, she goaded her into that mistake there. Huge Hurricanrana, and Trish goes flying backwards. She really needs to turn it around in this match, or risk an embarrassing defeat here. That's exactly what she's looking to do right now. Uh-oh. Trish looking for it. Looking for the chick kick. Great evasion there by Ivory. She got to wait the last second, and she's going to roll up. Going to roll up Trish here, but I'm not too sure about that rope break, referee. You can't, count one and then say Trish is in the ropes. She didn't move. So that's a little bit of a weird one if you ask me. But we go to the turnbuckle now. Trish Stratus, this is going to be a big one. Top rope Hurricanrana on its way. Oh, Ivory takes a big fall from it. Cover here by Trish as she hits one of the first big moves she's had in this entire matchup, and you can tell that Ivory's had the mainstay of the offense when she's only able to secure a 1 count. Ivory there, quickly slipping out of that attempted head scissors by Trish Stratus, but Trish Stratus quickly gets away out of that one as well, and here it is again, using momentum to her advantage there to go for that head scissors. Trish taking an opportunity here to try and get the fans maybe back on his side here in Albuquerque, trying to hope that they can, speed her on to a strong victory here. She nails another Hurricanrana. Look at how quickly Ivory is in to stop that. Stop the momentum of Trish from growing. That was very smartly done. Trish now, though, sends her out on the apron. Ivory pulls off the counter. Flips over here. Sunset flip. Roll-up opportunity. Can she secure the win with it? There's 1. There's 2. And, oh, there's 3. Ivory does it. And that is the biggest win, I think, of Ivory's career thus far, to finally pick up a win in this universe and to prove that she can hang in the SmackDown Women's division. And to be fair, it's not like it was a very shocking win either. Ivory, for the most part, was in firm control of that match. Did her best to make sure that she could keep Trish down, and she did. And now she's your winner. What does this mean for Ivory? I don't know. I can only speculate right now. Like I said, it's a long way to the next SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. And who knows what kind of bumps and hurdles Ivory could encounter on the way there. All I can say is that's a great performance. So that being said, when I speak about great performances, you speak about the King of the Ring. And you speak about the man who won the King of the Ring and at SummerSlam won the Intercontinental Championship. That's right, up next, Kenny Omega's in action. He's got a tough opponent in Cesaro. This, of course, your first showing as champion is in a way vital to how people will view your reign as champion. Cesaro will know that given the number of belts, the number of accolades he's achieved in this universe. And he's going to look to try and prove to Kenny Omega how important it's going to be, this first performance here tonight. Matt Jackson's, in a way, doesn't really count. He's a tag team champion, you can let it slide. Kenny Omega's, though, is vital, of course, in holding the Intercontinental Championship. With that being said, Cesaro heads towards the ring here. Rocky time for Cesaro ever since he arrived from the ECW brand. You would have thought he would have been a big, huge acquisition during the draft and been a big face value thing for SmackDown, but it's just not gone that way. It has just been the total opposite for Cesaro. And he's kind of stuck in a limbo here. You know, the fourth longest reigning, ECW champion of all time, and it's just not gone that well for him at all. Sadly for him. Anyway, we await the arrival here. You see a lot of crowd on their feet. You know these people are Bullet Club supporters, and I put it up to you. I'll give you a 2 sweet for that one. Oh, he's mixing it up a little bit with his entrance as we await the arrival of the new Intercontinental Champion. What does he look like with that title around his waist? Oh, come on, don't tease me no longer. Where is that man? Oh, there he is. Isn't that an outstanding look for Kenny Omega? Oh, I am blown away by it. The look of a true man. The look of a true champion as well. That is why he is in the Bullet Club, after all. You look bravo, Omega. You look spectacular with that belt around your waist. And hopefully tonight proves that you deserve to be that champion as well. No one can claim it was a fluke win that gave you that title at SummerSlam. If you are able to put in the great performances to follow. Now Cesaro, I've had my differences with in the past. I've had my huge disagreements with Cesaro in the past. So I have no problem in supporting Kenny Omega in this matchup. Doesn't mean, though, I'm going to be doing my usual stick. Just means I'm backing up Kenny Omega in this matchup, after all. Well, let's see what will transpire here. Cesaro ready, Omega ready. I know we're in for a very entertaining, technically based matchup here. So let's see what will happen. Let's see how Cesaro has reacted to the news of Kenny Omega joining the Bullet Club. Of course, it wasn't that long ago Cesaro was a part of a group himself in the New World Order. It's not as if SummerSlam is a great event for Cesaro. I mean, he wasn't on it this year. Perhaps for the better in amongst all the Bullet Club ongoings, because of course if you were around this time last year, you'll remember that Cesaro was betrayed by the NWO for ECW champion Michael Bennett. Kind of left to the hounds, really. But Cesaro played a pivotal role in being able to kill the NWO at Survivor Series. With that being said, it's not about Survivor Series, it's not about the NWO, it's about the Bullet Club and Kenny Omega right now. Lovely suplex there by Cesaro, but he's unable to capitalize. And this seems like Omega's time here to go after him. What can Kenny Omega get going here? Look for this once already, and he's going to hit it again here. Oh, what a powerbomb! Hooked on the trunks there, kind of like you would for, the Undertaker does for Last Ride. And then into a sit-out powerbomb, even higher of a drop for Cesaro. And the Intercontinental Champion here going to look to take things up to the top rope. Let's see what Omega can go for here. Omega took his time and took too long. Cesaro was lying in wait there. And that is paid to his advantage. Cesaro now perhaps in total control. Cross-arm powerbomb. Omega defenseless to counter that one. And here goes the former ECW champion. Cesaro, of course, has achieved a great many accolades. Former ECW champion, former ECW television champion, two-time ECW tag team champion, and, under the NWO, when the rule they adopted, also a WWE tag team champion as well, while being a member of the ECW roster, of course. So, very interesting times there, but Omega right now looking to prove that's all in the past for Cesaro, and the present lies with the current King of the Ring and the current Intercontinental Champion. What a great counter there, though, by Kenny Omega. Lovely belly to belly, though, as well. One that I think even Cesaro should be impressed with. Certainly got suppressed by it as well. What a landing there by Omega. Landed on his feet from that German suplex, and Cesaro in a world of trouble now. The strength of Omega being shown in its finest element. Here goes Omega, up in the electric chair. Hanging to bring him down for the German suplex, in for the bridging pin. Referee right there to count, and it's 2. Cesaro kicked out there at the last possible second. Perhaps just trying to give him that little bit more time to recover from the impact of that move. But Omega now lies in wait, ready to strike. Cesaro could be done for here, up in the air. No, one-winged angel is countered by Cesaro. He had to do his very best to get himself out of that one. But he did just that. Uh-oh. Kenny Omega now in real trouble. We're about to go swinging with Cesaro. The Cesaro swing in full motion. Pound for pound, one of the strongest wrestlers in the universe, and he is showing why. With his feat of strength there. Goes for the cover after the Cesaro swing to try and put away Kenny Omega here, and yep, that's proven quite ineffective, apparently. Still got a long way to go in this one, does Cesaro, and Omega going to make it a very difficult road for him as well. Don't know if Cesaro was still dizzy from that swing there, but he did nothing in the attempt to try and move out of the way of that spinning kick in the face. Very tough, academically tough back and forth matchup thus far. Omega going to look for a straight jacket. German here connects with it. Another bridge after it here. But once more, Cesaro kicks out. All the damage that Omega is doing here with landing him on his back and the top of his, his neck as well, only makes it easier to execute that one-winged angel and secure the pinfall victory. But Cesaro trying to make life as difficult as possible for him as well. In the corner here. Oh, what an uppercut. Looked like he was trying to behead Kenny Omega there. Into the cover we go now. Can he put away Omega with it? No, he can't, but the Swiss Superman not afraid to try. Up in the, lifting him back up there is Cesaro. And this is where the match could change around. It could be make or break for Cesaro and Kenny Omega. Try to go for a couple of punches there just to get in his mind, but it didn't work. Crossbody there by Omega. Can he capitalize here? No, he's going to slow it down is what he's going to do. It's a little bit interesting. Got a magma claw on here. And Cesaro was unable to do anything to stop that one. As we've seen a great number of people, including the likes of CM Punk, be unable to stop this one. Pulls the trigger! And there's the running knee. Cesaro, I think, busted open as a result of it as well. And Kenny Omega now trying to lay him out for rest. Trying to lay him out for good here. That is a nasty wound on the face of Cesaro, and he's unable to do anything right now, and Kenny Omega loves it. I think Kenny Omega is just one move away from ending this one, and I think I know what that move is going to be. Cesaro, slow to get up to his feet, but in a world of trouble. Or is he? Because Omega can't grab him. He's literally unable to do anything right now. That's gone tremendously. Well, that went well. Great job there, Omega. You blew an easy chance of victory, and now Cesaro's making you pay for it. Looking for some sort of powerbomb here. No, he's not. He's looking for the Styles Clash. Looking for the dig at AJ Styles. And with that Styles Clash, has he won this one? No, he hasn't. Cesaro kicks out, and he's still proving his fight here as he's right back up to his feet. Great counter there by Cesaro at the last moment, but it's Omega who counters back. And speaking of backs, there's a backbreaker. But Omega kind of showing how much this match has taken out of him. How he didn't finish that match off, how he didn't finish it off before is beyond me. That seemed like such an easy opportunity to finish this match off with. And he kind of threw it away. Cesaro capitalizing here, spinning uppercut. Even with the blood running down his face, Cesaro will do whatever it takes. Omega though, kicked him right in the leg. And here we go. That was just the opening Omega needed. Got him up, electric chair, German suplex again. With 1, 2, no. Cesaro still proving his fight as well. Omega trying to will himself on here in these last few moments. Cesaro may well have given it his all, and Omega's going to try and look to prove that. Look to capitalize as well. Cross-legged brainbuster. And the impact there on Cesaro's head may well be too great for him to carry on. With 1, 2, 3, Kenny Omega is your winner in this one. Too sweet, baby. Well, it is certainly safe to say that the cleaner just wished Cesaro goodbye and good night. But it seems if there is unfinished business for Kenny Omega in his mind. Steel chair in hand. Omega using Cesaro here to send a message apparently. But there he is. There's the former champion. Shinsuke Nakamura in to make the save and to send Omega running out of the ring. Saving him there. Saving Cesaro from further punishment, and Omega saving himself from a potential beatdown at the hands of the King of Strong Style. There is certainly unfinished business between these two men, but Omega does not want it to happen here tonight. Well, while the cleaner may well have cleaned up business here tonight on SmackDown, he has not gotten rid of one pest that annoys him yet. Shinsuke Nakamura clearly showing that SummerSlam was just the beginning, and there is still a plentiful of unfinished business between the King of Strong Style and the King of the Ring. We'll see where things go from there, but it would not surprise me if the SmackDown committee see another rematch on the horizon to finish off this trilogy and to get a definitive winner once and for all. But anyway, now is the big time. Now is the huge main event. Now is a great opportunity for both men in this matchup. As I said with Omega, your first match is an important one because it shows how people will view you as champion. And Sami Zayn knows exactly how that feels, having been in the shoes that Kyle O'Reilly now fill. Sami Zayn was the last champion before Bobby Fish, and now we get to see the champion who dethroned Bobby Fish. And it's a real thing to think that it is over a year between these two title reigns, with one man in the middle. But anyway, here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. I implore you all to give it up for the new WWE Champion, Kyle O'Reilly. What a moment. In front of the Barclays Center of Brooklyn for Kyle O'Reilly to achieve what he did. I'm still shaken up by it. To think that a 400-day streak as champion was put to bed by a man who has kind of haunted the WWE champion for nearly 2 years now. O'Reilly secured his first singles victory over him, and he did it in the greatest way possible. Taking the WWE Championship away that Bobby Fish fought so hard to protect. Man, was that something special. It was absolutely incredible to witness. And we were all there to see it at SummerSlam as well. One of those moments that I don't think I will ever forget, that's for sure. And now we see how the new WWE Champion can get to grips here with all the spotlights on him, with everyone wanting a piece of this man now. Can Kyle O'Reilly cope with that pressure? And more importantly, can he cope with the looming thought that at any moment Bobby Fish may well make his return and set his sights right after that WWE title? Because regardless of what happens here, Bobby Fish, I think, is going to be next in line. He should be anyway. You don't hold a title for nearly 400 days and then not get given a rematch for the belt. So I think he's due a rematch, and we'll see what will happen in regards to that. But as for right now, we focus on this main event. Zayn and O'Reilly, two incredible technical wrestlers, two very well respected wrestlers as well. Both these men know what it's like to go toe-to-toe with Bobby Fish. Both these men have had business to settle with Fish. Zayn may well have settled his, and not in the way that he wanted to. But Kyle O'Reilly, I think, is still left with unfinished business. Still left with a bit of a bitter taste in his mouth towards Bobby Fish. He may well have taken his title, but he has not ended it all as of yet. Oh, very, I don't know there. I kind of got taken aback by it there. I was trying to think of the word to describe it there, and it's gone away from me, and I feel kind of stupid about that. Anyway, oh my God. Sent to the outside here. O'Reilly trying to surprise everyone here in his first match as champion. Drop kick there to the outside. A move that became very well accustomed for Bobby Fish in the latter end of his title reign. But it's Zayn there who had control as we went back in the ring, and it's Zayn with control as we are back in the ring as well. It's two men putting on one hell of a showing already in this main event. Sami Zayn, of course, knows what it's like for Kyle O'Reilly to hold the crown. He was there before, not for a long time. And of course it ended, obviously not the way he wanted to as well, thanks to Bobby Fish and Brock Lesnar. And perhaps Zayn may be thinking that the same could happen for Kyle O'Reilly. The planning of Bobby Fish, of Paul Heyman, could get in the way of an incredible title reign. But we'll see. We'll see if this is just a flash in the pan, or if O'Reilly can prove that he deserves to hold that belt from now until who knows when. Oh, what a move there by O'Reilly. A little bit impromptu in the way he executed it, and it's allowed him a perfect opening to act on Sami Zayn here. Kicks in the chest, and then a spin kick to send Zayn down. Absolutely incredible maneuvers there, and O'Reilly will go for the cover after it. Can the WWE Champion pick up a win off of it? He very nearly did. The signature strike combination, just not enough as of yet. And O'Reilly going to take it up to the top rope here. Not every day we see this, but he's going to go for it. Double foot stomp, but he doesn't connect. Could this be Zayn's opening now to capitalize? May well be. You don't want to be in the corner with Sami Zayn. And Zayn proving why. Exploder suplex in the turnbuckle. The champ could be in trouble. The champ could be in big trouble in the corner. But Zayn walked to the corner there. Clearly wasn't looking for the haluva kick, but rather looking for this on the outside. It is a tough outing for O'Reilly thus far, and it's not getting easier. Through the ropes, DDT. Sami Zayn is giving it his all here to prove that he should jump the queue and get the first shot maybe at Kyle O'Reilly. And O'Reilly trying to prove that SummerSlam wasn't a fluke. Trying to prove that it was deserved for him to be the one to end the reign of Bobby Fish. And he fights back here against O'Reilly. These two men having a little bit of back and forth in the ring right now. Let's see what we executed here. Nice backbreaker, neckbreaker combo there by O'Reilly, but Zayn is incredibly quick to counter back. Sunset flip there into the cover. Opportunistic offense there by Sami Zayn. And now looking for some sort of springboard. Oh, springboard splash there on the back of Kyle O'Reilly. Sami Zayn's taking a lot of offense to the back of O'Reilly, and I don't see how that helps for either of his finishing maneuvers, but who knows what Zayn is thinking about that one. Oh, but there's a half and half suplex there to plant him down. And uh-oh, speaking of suplexes, this one took a turn for the worse suddenly. O'Reilly chasing the dragon. The move that sealed the deal at SummerSlam. Does it seal the deal on Sami Zayn here tonight? Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. It does. Kyle O'Reilly at the click of a finger changes the match into his favor, and the WWE Champion walks out victorious in this one. What an entertaining main event that was for sure. And oh, here he is. Here he is. It's no surprise that he could wait any longer to get his name back out in the spotlight. The former champion Bobby Fish is right here, right now, ready to act on the man who took the belt away from him at SummerSlam. And O'Reilly going right after the, Fish going right after the head of O'Reilly. You got to imagine Bobby Fish is livid after what transpired. And he is giving O'Reilly no time to recover here. I think Fish in some ways has snapped after what happened, and he's showing right now that that is the case. Fish hook! He busts open O'Reilly. He leaves his mark on the champion, and Fish is not done yet. And here is the tirades of a madman, basically infatuated with that championship belt. Bobby Fish has stooped to a new low in his quest to reclaim that title, and he's there saying he will do anything to get it back around his waist. Whoa. Slow it down there, Fish. He is... okay. That is taking things to the extremes. He wants his rematch. He wants it next week against O'Reilly for that WWE Championship. And he will do what happened on ECW heading into SummerSlam. He loses, he leaves. He's done. If Fish can't beat O'Reilly, if Fish can't reclaim his WWE Championship, then he has nothing to live for in this universe. Bobby Fish has gone to desperate tactics, has reached his new low. He is starving for the right to hold on to the WWE Championship once more. The legacy of Fish carries on, but will it all come crumbling to an end next week when those two men meet for the WWE Championship? Bobby Fish will do whatever it takes for one last taste of that title. But is this a case where stupidity and desperation has taken over the mind of an otherwise thoughtful mastermind? We'll find out next week. Don't miss next week's Smackdown for sure now, especially when the WWE Championship is going to be up for grabs. I'll end this episode of Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.